Yeah, hello, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com playing World of Tanks. The tank I am playing is the Panzer IV Hydrostat. This is a German Tier 5 medium tank. The map is Winterberg. I am going to get 3 kills in this game. One thing that I would like to point out is that normally I don't go in this direction. I only went this way to follow the T-80. And the reason why is because if you get spotted over here, tanks from very far away can hit you. And you don't have a lot of chances to find cover. Your only cover is to duck behind these buildings, to go behind the slope over here, which means you'll be pinned down as long as someone is aiming at you, and that's it. And I've had a lot of bad luck going down this road. I've had a lot of games where I just died. When you get past these trucks, tanks all the way back to the enemy base can shoot at you. So you have to be very careful. It's very dangerous in that area, and I don't recommend going that way. There's a chance that what I'm going to do is turn to the right. And I guess not. This is a new German premium tank. It's actually a very good tank. I have a lot of fun playing it. I highly recommend it. The armor's not that great, but everything else about it is pretty good. What I do at the beginning of the game on this map is I head for this row of bushes over here. And from this row of bushes, you can hit all the tanks that are over here. There's some buildings over here, and snipers will park over here, and the artillery. You can hit those tanks. Anything to the right you won't be able to hit. You can also hit tanks that go behind here, even though it is a little bit difficult. But the more they go behind you, the easier they are to hit, especially if they cross over the road. And you can hit anyone who comes west of the town, which rarely happens. But also, if I move forward a little bit, I can hit all these tanks. I can snipe on these tanks, no problem. And this is what I come here to do. I come here to hit these tanks. So that's why I sit in this position here. As I say in all my videos, I found that playing in the middle of the map is the best position. I get more kills playing in the middle of the map. This Panzer, what a lot of tanks do, especially at the beginning of the game, is they rush through in this road and they try to hide behind this corner. So they're playing at the middle of the map also, but they do it behind the solid cover. I do it behind the slope of the hill. So be on the watch for tanks that do that. If you see any tanks running across here, you might get one shot in at best, but you definitely want to hit them. Now what I was doing is I was using the auto aim, and while it was reloading, I use the auto aim, and once it's done reloading, I release it and then I aim manually. And what happens is, when you use the auto aim, it aims directly for the center of the tank. However, he was blocked. The lower part of the tank was blocked by the slope. So what I do is I auto aim it, and when I'm ready to fire, I release it, and then I raise my aim a little bit to make the adjustment to where I actually want to fire the gun. It's easier to do it that way. If you didn't do it that way, you'd have to go and look for the tank and then find the position you want to shoot at, and it's better to have the auto aim already tracking it for you. Now I did have to move back because moving back removes a lot of the obstacles, and it prevents his allies from shooting back at me because he's got a lot of allies such as the Marder 3018 and the T14 down the alley. And I'm also worried about any snipers in the background. You know, I don't want to be spotted when I'm over here. I think that what happened in this game is I realized that I did not have allies over here on the east side. And there's a lot of people that are really good at playing over here, and they drive around like crazy, and I have to be on alert for them all the time. If you drive into this area, they won't be able to hit you from that distance. So the further you go this way, the better off you are because of the slope of the road. And that's probably what I'm doing. Or the other reason why is it's obviously 5-0. And probably what happened was I saw that it was 5-0, and I realized that they're killing all the tanks, so I have to get in on the action as quickly as possible. Now you can see that tank right there, the T-14, there was an ally in front of him, so I was not able to shoot safely because the ally would have been hit. It's 6-0. Obviously, we're overwhelming the enemy. You have to get in as quickly as possible. The Matilda BP is a difficult tank. It would be better to use the APCR rounds against him.
Target acquired. Enemy armor is damaged.
I was very slow to aim to him. That was sloppy. It was very sloppy. You can rewind and look at what it was. And if I had used the auto aim, I would have gotten it centered a lot faster. But like I said, it was a little bit sloppy. You'll notice that I'm reversing, and the reason why is because you want to, if he has allies to the right, you want to reverse. Like the further I go that way, the safer I am, the less likely anybody else can hit me. So I reverse to get that building for protection.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
The score is 10-1. In the time it took for me to drive down here, it was 5-0. I drove a quarter of the way across the map, and they killed 5 more tanks. Now I notice that there's 3 enemy tanks on the east side. So my allies are actually all going the wrong way. They're all chasing after one tank. And on the east side, they're killing whoever we had over there. The score is now 11-4. This is a fast tank. I believe that this was a hydrostatic engine, and it was only a prototype, and they decided not to build it.
Target acquired.
Now you'll notice that the way I rammed him was exactly the way you want to do it. He hit the front of my tank, and my tank hit his tracks. That's the best way to ram somebody. Your strong armor hitting his weak tracks.
Target acquired. Where'd they go? Enemy armor is destroyed.
That was a 3rd kill. Got a Churchill left in the game. Churchill obviously a slow tank. He's probably not that far from where he started in the game. Don't be surprised if they win by capping. They're obviously capping very quickly. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Okay, so that's the Panzer, I believe it's Kpfw for Hydrostat. I got 3 kills. The map is Winterberg, which is based on Ruinberg. I bought this tank recently. I saw it for sale on eBay. And it was available for sale. I read a news article that said that they were going to make it available for sale. It is a medium tank. I love medium tanks. It has a good speed, 48 kilometers. It has a fast reload. Let's check the penetration. 158 is average. It's got average penetration. Let's check the damage. And the damage is kind of average. And it's got spaced armor, which is good. That means that it's a lightweight armor that gives a little bit of penetration because you have to be penetrated twice. I like playing it. It has mobility, the rapid fire gun. I would have to say it's not my favorite Tier 5 premium tank. I prefer the Ram 2 and the Excelsior and the Matilda 4. Compare this to something like the Tehran. I would definitely take this over the Tehran. I would say that this is an average Tier 5 premium tank. I don't think you're going to be that excited about it. It's not that exciting of a tank to play. So if you do decide to buy it, it's good for training up your crew and maybe for earning some extra money. But other than that, it's not the greatest Tier 5. I would recommend the others that I mentioned before. Okay, so I did get 3 kills. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.